Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Peace, power, protection, prosperity to the people. Welcome back. Choose Your Destiny. Had the Matrix 2026. Today we're gonna be getting into, well, tonight. It's like, uh, where am I? There we go. Peace, power, protection, prosperity to the people. Welcome back. Choose Your Destiny. Had the Matrix 2026. All right, let's get into it. All right, today we're gonna be doing a few different things today, but I really only have an hour, so I'm gonna try to cram in as much as I possibly can because my that's just the situation tonight. You feel me? I was trying to get my new setup sorted out. I'm still working the kinks out. You know what I'm saying? This is our multi-stream. We got, you know what I'm saying, three different platforms that we're working with. And we got TikTok up. It's doing a little bit better than it was last time. You feel me? All right. So we're going to be taking a look at these very peculiar energies surrounding our eclipse that's taking place on the 17th. Now, this is not going to be one of our so-called great American eclipses because apparently this eclipse will be viewable from like the bottom of South America. You see what I mean? And some places in Africa, I think they said South Africa and also the Antarctic. You see what I mean? So if last year and the year before, I think we could overlay the path of the eclipse over the United States, and I think it made that X over like Memphis, Tennessee. Well, that energy isn't going to be expressed the same way this time. See what I mean? But we're gonna spin back to that in just a moment. Peace, power, protection, prosperity. We're gonna do some hack the matrix real quick. All right, hack the matrix 2026. This is our metaphysical day planner. Our metaphysical day planner is our means, our device. This is our daily habit, our daily practice. You see what I'm saying? That we use to pull our energies back to ourselves and away from each corner of the universe where it's not serving us. We use our energy to serve ourselves, to serve our purpose, to serve our highest purpose, our most divine potential, and all those beautiful things. All right. This is a day planner. It's got everything you need to plan your day out. You feel me? And so we're gonna run down this first protocol real quick, and then we're gonna get back into this eclipse. All right. The module for the 15th. Okay. Precision, calibration, and the love protocol. That's very peculiar because what was yesterday? People call it Lover's Day. You feel me? It's got a few other names, and it's got some very peculiar magnetism surrounding it. You know what I'm saying? Because we know these holidays, the real events that they based on, you know what I mean, that may not be like the association people might consciously have with these events in current day. But it is what it is. It is what it is. You can work with the energy, you can work against the energy. You know what I mean? So that's a choice. That's why let's choose your destiny. Mission brief for today. All right. Advanced body interface and system gratitude. Operator today. Today is a day of calibration and profound connection. All right. You will return to the precision control of day two, but now with the expanded set of bodily interfaces simultaneously, you will sync with the core emotional frequency of the universe. Creative, benevolent love. Primary hack for today, for the 15th. All right. The expanded interface protocol. Revisit and upgrade your micro control skills with the new physical focus point. All right. Select the new body interface. Okay. Recall the technique from day two where you'll focus on the little finger. Okay. Today, choose a different specific part of your body, another finger, a fingernail, a toe, etc. Your choice. All right. I'm going to choose my nose. Okay. Two, execute the precision hack. All right. Perform the same exact concentration exercise on day two, but through this new chosen interface. All right. Focus on this single precision point while simultaneously holding your desired result in your consciousness. Okay. This practice expands your neural pathways for control. Our code sequence input for the 15th, 7-digit code, 7788001. All right, our secondary sequence, our 9-digit code for the 15th day of the month. The 9-digit code for the 15th day of the month is 53 21 45 891. All right, advanced consciousness expansion, the gratitude cascade. This is like the exercise that we use, you know what I mean? This is the extra credit portion. This is a very simple thing. This is a very simple exercise. You spending 5-10 minutes to plan your day out in the morning. You feel me? And you just run through these. And if you got a little bit of extra time, you can dive into this advanced consciousness expansion portion. You see what I'm saying? Because these is all we giving form and body to our ideas, to our thoughts, to our energy, to the magnetism surrounding us. And thusly, this is going to help us carve out a path to our wildest desires. You see what I'm saying? Our most high vibrational divine alignment on all them beautiful things. All right. So advanced consciousness expansion for the 15th. All right. The gratitude cascade. All right. Experience divine bliss. Tap into the bliss, that universal reason itself. All right. Feels a profound gratitude to the source for its own existence and its ability to reflect on entire cosmos. All right, on the entire cosmos. Receive the world's love. Begin to perceive the gratitude of plants, animals, and other people flowing towards you. This is gonna be very interesting in just a second. Hold on a second. Let me wrap this up because I was doing some digging. I was doing some research, you know what I'm saying? I was going through my little setup for the show, you know what I'm saying, tonight. And I have a digital copy of a dictionary, an encyclopedia from 1771. And a few different words in this encyclopedia will just kind of jump out at me. And it's like I got to talk about it. I'm just moved to speak about. It's just very interesting. Hold on a second, because this one is going to be a little bit different as far as like some lives I've done in the past, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's finish this up. Receive the world's love. Begin to perceive the gratitude of plants, animals, and other people flowing towards you. In return, you will feel your own love for them. This is not a passive emotion. It is a creative and benevolent love that actively builds and permeates all things. The ultimate realization, you are the love. The universal love is the creator, and the creator has embodied the world through your manifestation. You are the manifestation of the creator's love. You received this gift from the beginning. You are the creator yourself, a creator because you were created by creation. All right. Navigation directive. Follow the source. This is the goal for this whole exercise for the 15th. So every day we have a unique exercise and we have a unique set of numbers. We use 2 different numbers in this, you know what I'm saying, Hack the Matrix 2026 exercise. In other forms of numerology, it may just be a couple of numbers, maybe a string of digits. You know, see what I'm saying? This one we have a 7-digit code and 9-digit code, and the visualization that I like to just rifle off and pair is up to make it real and easy for people is if the 7-digit code is the code to a safe, you punch that number in, you open the door, and you walk into the vault. You see what I'm saying? If the 7-digit code is the code to a vault, and inside that vault contains your wildest desires. It contains your true goal. It contains what's in your heart of hearts. You see what I'm saying? You are punching in the number on that keypad. You open the door to that safe, and you walk inside the safe, and now there's a chest. And in that chest is, again, your wildest desires, or something that's going to bring you much, much, much closer to your desires, to your big goal, to your bigger goal. You see what I'm saying? Like, we're not just satisfied with like promotions on the job. We're not here. We're not doing all of this high vibrational shit, metaphysical, transmutational, alchemical shit for a fucking promotion. This is bigger than that because this is bigger than us. You see what I'm saying? The money ain't tied to shit. This ain't about no real dollars for real, but we all do have concerns when it comes to safety and security, and that's just very human. That's very human. But we really, really, really intently focus on transcending. All right, let's finish this up, okay? Navigation directive, follow the source. Peace, power, protection, prosperity to the people, follow the source. All right, go where the source is, and it is everywhere. Follow the call that comes from everywhere. You're in the movement of the source. All right, and the embodiment of its eternity. All right, final mission parameters, following the footsteps of the source's deeds. See that the world is being created as eternal and it embodies you as eternal. You are a creator who has created all that is eternal. The creator made you eternal in the act of creating the world eternal and everlasting. And from there, you see what I'm saying? You push on. I got a few different cameras going, but I'm gonna try to, you know what I mean? You push on you got your itinerary, organizer, day planner, meal planner. You see what I'm saying? Affirmations, divination, mood, notes, and all the beautiful things to help us consolidate our energy in such a way that it becomes like fingers on the hand that becomes a fist, so we can more efficiently and effectively and potently impact our environment and those that's closest to us. All right. Had the Matrix 2026, and we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. So, first of all, I have a few let's get into this. What was it I was talking about? There was a dictionary I was looking through earlier. There was a dictionary I was looking through earlier. All right, let me see if I can change this effect up. Yeah, I gotta do this on two different devices if I wanted to go. I might just have to like chill on because I gotta spend more time on TikTok. Let me see. Background, add background without effect. Your effect will be removed. Let me see. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna skip TikTok for now. I'm gonna do this on my other platform. All right. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? All right. So we're gonna use this display I got on the right. I got my sleep subliminals page. You know what I'm saying? Pushing them vibes, pushing them frequencies out. Get into the mudras, by the way. Get into the mudras. All right. And let me see. Yeah, I can just add in another one of the slides from my computer. Upload a file. Download. All right. Wait. We just need an image file. All right. And change that date. Downloads. There we go. All right, and you know what I'm saying? This is the type of stuff that I just find super interesting. Super interesting. All right, let me try this one more time because I can be super impatient, you know what I mean? Working on that. Lighting, Q&A, flip camera, mute mic, settings. What if I just, nah, not quite. Background, effects, add. All right. And let's see if we can get that going. All right, boom. So, all right, we have here our Encyclopedia Britannica of 1771. And let me see. Yeah, we still got an hour and something left. Maybe just over an hour, but not much more than that. All right. And I'm like, yo, I was like, what year is this? Cause it didn't say it in plain. And I was like, I'm sure this is 1771, because I remember like the number it said, but below that down there, it's got the Roman numerals, and it was like, y'all can't see that. But yeah, so 1771 Encyclopedia Britannica. You feel me? I be tabbing through this joint, and I downloaded this one after I was in West Kansas on business, and I had to get some service done. So I'm posted up in the shop, and they got a lounge, you know what I'm saying, for customers or whatever. I'm in there chilling. I got my little steps from the TikTok shop I'll be taking with me, just some little plastic steps. You know what I mean? I'll be walking on them, I'll be reading, you know what I'm saying, scrolling my tablet, and I look, and the TV is mounted. The TV is sitting on, you know what I'm saying, like a little entertainment center type situation. Like, a lot of people put like consoles, like gaming consoles, whatever down there, but this one was like a library. I was like, hey, hold on, let me check it out. Let me check it out. And I go over there, and they had like encyclopedia, might have been Britannica, it could have been something else. But it had everything A through Z. And it was I think it was 1946. And that was like a good year because they had some real interesting graphics in there. You know what I mean? Talking about, I always go to look for like Amazon, American, and a few other keywords that I just kind of gravitate to, just to see, you know what I'm saying, the description of the people of the land, and a few other, just, you know what I'm saying, things that I hyperfixate on, right? So I think I have a few of those here today. And let's see what we got. All right, I might need to blow that up a little bit. Let me get a better look. All right. So we're gonna update this. All right. Hit name, remove, edit stage. Set another. All right. Image file. It's not gonna let me add all these at once. Nope. All right. Those are the last ones I added. This the first one I added, and then I screenshotted the nope, I started here. All right, let's try that out. What does that say? Let's see. Photos. Mm. Yeah, I don't use this nearly enough to just be quickly getting to something. Let me see. I'm still working on it though. I ain't gonna tap. Thought about it, but I ain't gonna tap. All right, I think I found my images. Collections. Screenshots. Mm. That's right. I screenshotted the joints from that one. That's why I took a picture. So, all right. Maybe I can read them up here. Wallpaper. Flip here. Yeah. All right. So first, We got Eclipse. That's what was going on over here too. All right, Eclipse. And this was just a regular definition. It wasn't even nothing crazy. All right. In astronomy, the deprivation of light of the sun or of some heavenly body by the interposition of another heavenly body between our sight and it. See volume 1, page 476. And we're going to keep that going. All right, next we had Drake. I think it was Draco. Dragon. We have Dragon next. Let me update this one too. All right. Remove. Add name. Rover Studio. Image file. And go to the next one. All right. Dragon. See Draco. I need to go to the next one. Move. Image. All right. Put that one up. Background. There we go. We got Draco there. All right. And I wonder if I had the right one on this one. Move from studio. Image file. All right, that's got to be it. All right, so Draco, the dragon. In zoology is the study of animals. You know why the zodiac is called the zodiac? These is the energetic animals, you know what I'm saying, and their representation, their energetic representation as those energies is expressed on this physical plane. You see what I'm saying? The prefix is the same. Zoo, zodiac, zoology. All right. So just off of that first, you know what I'm saying, partial segment of that sentence, they already referring to the dragon as an actual factual animal. They referring to the dragon as an actual animal right now. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, check that out. All right. So Draco, the dragon. All right. In zoology, a genus belonging to the order of Amphibia reptilia. All right. The characters and the characters which are these, it has the characterization. All right, it's cutting off parcel of the word, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so the characterization, wait, I got them over here. I'm gonna just blow this up so I can just read one of these straight off. All right. That was kind of awkward. Man, try the I have no idea what y'all is looking at, but we're gonna keep going. All right, I got it here. I can read it perfect. Draco. Now we looked up dragon and it said see Draco. All right. So for Draco is the dragon in zoology, a genus belonging to the order of the Amphibia reptilia. Characters of which are these. We're talking about this characterization. What kind of form does it take? All right. It has 4 legs, a cylindrical tail, 2 membranous wings, all right, radiated like the fins of a fish, by which he is enabled to fly, all right. but not to say of any great distance at a time. There are two species, the Valans or the front or the flying dragon, with the wings entirely distinct from the forelegs. It is found in Africa and the East Indies. All right. The prepose with the wings fixed to the forelegs. All right. This talking about the other kind of dragon, the other kind of Draco. It is a native of America. They are harmless creatures. They're both harmless creatures, and they feed upon flies, ants, and small insects. Now, I wasn't there. You wasn't there, but we are taking into some consideration these accounts. But I'm not going to put this above any other source. There's a lot of other sources we could look into. But let me see how I'm doing on time. I don't have too much time left. All right, we got about 40 minutes on the clock now. All right, so it goes on to say the Draco Valans. All right, now that Draco Valans, that is the kind that's specific to Africa and the East Indies. All right, in meteorology, a fiery exhalation frequent in Marthy, excuse me, in Marthy and cold countries. It is a most common fumer, and though principally seen playing near the banks of rivers or in baggy places. Yo, these descriptions is wild, and like this old English man, like yo. So a long time ago, I used to be all deep into some of the old English ass books, and I got burnt out on that shit. I damn near stopped reading altogether. But yeah, all right. We're just gonna rush through this. Yet sometimes it mounts up to a considerable height in the air, to the no small terror of the amazed beholders, its appearance being that of an oblong and sometimes rounded fiery body with a long tail. It is entirely harmless, frequently flicking to the hands and in the clothes of people without injuring them, to, I guess, the unaliving. All right. That was a meteorology of Draco Valance. Um, we just gonna keep it going. We just gonna keep it going. They had another Draco in astronomy, a constellation of the northern hemisphere, right? So I got a couple more clippings. Got a couple more clippings we can check out, right? And this is just like I was pre-gaming, I was preparing, you know what I'm saying, to come up here and just, you know what I'm saying, kick it with y'all and talk about some energies and everything, right? But I was thumbing through my 1771, you know what I'm saying, digital copy of that Encyclopedia Britannica, and I just got caught up. I was like, my eyes just started getting drawn to some, you know what I'm saying, other words in there, right? So we got another entry here, and I screenshot them and I sent them, you know what I mean, so I could just have those readily available, and maybe we can do a follow up on some of this if you know, if it come to that. You feel me? All right, that's the wrong one on this platform. Let's see. Drake, Draco. That. All right, what we got here? I hope what y'all seeing is paired up with what I'm talking about. But if it's not, you know what I'm saying, you're just gonna have to use your imagination or something. All right. All right, so 1771, Encyclopedia Britannica. All right. What we got here? We have magi or magicians. That's what I'm hyperfixating on now. Magi or magicians. All right. You got it right there in the corner. You feel me? And let's see, in the ancient religious sect of Persia and other Eastern countries, who maintained that there were two principles, the one that was the cause of all the good, and the other that was the cause of all the evil, and abominating the adoration of images worshipped by God only by fire. Now they talking about abominating like the abominable snowman. You don't want to be abominated. That's like, you know what I'm saying? That's taboo. You feel me? This practice of the adoration of images is taboo. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, be mindful of the times. This is just one, you know what I'm saying, perspective. Who knows who these people's politics were? You see what I mean? We are we aware of the triple crown situation that is beginning to, you know what I'm saying, become disenfranchised after as much harm as they have pumped out to the world? And by the triple crown situation, I mean people over that water, the British crown. You see what I'm saying? You got the Vatican. They actually walked some things back as far as the papal bulls. They walked the papal bulls back. They was like, yo, we sorry. That was some bullshit politics that we did to them good, beautiful people over there in the Americas. We take it back. They revoked the papal bulls, but the United States is still using that litigation. They still using that litigation, them papal bulls that so-called gave the power. The power came from the Vatican to the crown, to the United States government, that they were supporting each other in the destruction and demise of copper toned individuals the world over. They empowered each other, they supported each other in the destruction of indigenous people, the Amerindians, and all the other indigenous people of the world. If you ever look on the news and you see it's, you know what I'm saying, some type of conflict, you know what I'm saying, battles going on, it's normally in a place that's more melanin rich people is at. And you keep wondering why these people's stuff get trampled on. You see what I'm saying? Their artifacts, their relics is being destroyed and or confiscated. And here they are condemning the adoration of images. If I want to talk to my ancestors, one of the best way, tried and true ways, like they're gonna do it and tell you not to do it because they stole it from the indigenous people, inspired those same indigenous people's children. Don't do that. That's evil. And then they'll do it. They'll do what they took and borrowed other people from doing. You see what I'm saying? I'm getting caught up. I don't have too much time. So we're talking about magical targeting, right? What's adoration? You see what I'm saying? What's adoration? And then it said work. You see what I'm saying? Worship. Worship and work are the same word. All right. I'm getting lost in the weeds. All right. But I love the weeds. I don't mind doing it. But time is of the essence tonight. All right. They looked upon them, the brightest and most glorious symbol of Earl Mazdes. All right. Now, I don't know about that figure. I've never seen that before until I saw it in this Earl Mazdes. I'm saying it out loud and I'm hearing Uhura Mazda, but I'm also hearing Osmandius, right? But we're gonna keep going. Or the God of good. As darkness is the truest symbol of Arimanes, all right, or the evil god. This religion was reformed by Zoroaster. I'm familiar with that figure, but it's been quite a long time since I've invested any attention into those works. But Zoroaster was a figure like he was pretty much the Christ of his religion, you know what I'm saying? But his religion preceded modern day, you know what I'm saying, organized religions. And essentially, many modern day organized religions were heavily influenced by Zoroaster and his Zoroastrianism, school of thought or religion or philosophy. Okay, so this religion was reformed by Zoroaster, who maintained that there was one supreme independent being, and under him, two principal angels. One was the angel of, let me see, keep going. All right. These. Dang, so it looks like I'm gonna just have to hop on the archive and pull this up. Give me just a second. You do have time for that, because I was invested. You feel me? So I gotta see it through, man. I gotta see it through. All right. 1771 Encyclopedia Britannica. It's the 3-volume joint. All right. Yeah, this the one. All right. First edition. Yeah, it's on an archive. All right, I'm gonna switch y'all to my shared screen. All right. Slides, PDF, cameras, image. Okay, I think I got to do it in that one, which is fine. Yeah, this is cool. I'm sticking it in. So we was looking at the Magi. That's what we was on. Right. Yeah, if y'all heard my my tones and frequencies and stuff start, that's just because I had to use that same window. I couldn't have to do that, but like, yo, you don't know how often, like, when, especially when I'm actively trying to stop scrolling or actively trying to scroll less, I will literally just go to an old ass dictionary and just be locked in, not even with any real goal in mind. Most of the time, I'll just be like, what was y'all telling each other about this and that and that and this back in them days? You feel me? What lies is y'all deciding upon now, or what half truths and partial truths, or full truths with, you know what I'm saying, ill intention, like nastiness attached to it? Like you can't, you know what I'm saying? That's why we got a saying: you eat the meat and spit out the bones. All right. Yeah, man. Magic shit. We was looking at Magi's, right? Magic. Okay, so let's see a little more. All right. Okay, those tab things. All right, so we was reading Magi, right? Magi for magistrate, Magellan, Magi or magicians. All right, let's start that over. In the ancient religions, because I started ranting, an ancient religious set in the Persia and the other Eastern countries who maintained that there were two principles. The one who was the cause of all the good, and the other the cause of all the evil, and abominating the adoration of images, worship God only by fire, which they looked upon as the brightest and most glorious symbol of Oro Mazdes. And I said that I'm not familiar with Oro Mazdes, but saying it out loud, I'm hearing Osmandius and I'm hearing Ahura Mazda, or the God of, or the good God, is what they're saying. As darkness is the truest symbol of Ari Arimanes, or the evil god. This religion was reformed by Zoroaster. Zoroaster was the creator of Zoroastrianism. I haven't visited this individual stuff in such a long time. I don't know anything about him no more. You feel me? But I've seen that name quite a lot. And Zoroaster, who founded Zoroastrianism, you see what I'm saying? He was one of the main backbones. His religious philosophy, his spiritual science, you know what I'm saying? His religion was the foundation for all our modern religions. They pulled heavily from that character's work. All right, keep it going. Who maintained that there was one supreme independent being and under him two principles or angels. One is the angel of goodness and light, the other of evil and darkness. That there is a perpetual. I'm trying to quit, you know what I'm saying, getting off topic. All right, I'm fighting myself. All right, but I got about 20 some odd minutes now. I'm looking at my battery that's powering the show. You feel me? All right, so there's a perpetual struggle between the God of good, the God and angel and principality of goodness, as opposed to the God, the angel, and principality of evil and darkness. There's a perpetual struggle between them. All right, I'm telling you, this stuff is all allegory. All right, but it's still quite interesting. All right, which shall last to the end of the world. This struggle between the energies and the gods and the angels and principalities of good and evil and light and darkness. They're perpetually in a struggle until the end of the world, air quotes. All right. Because depending on, you know what I'm saying, the original language that this individual was speaking in, if you're pulling from his wisdom, you know what I'm saying, that could very well say, and I would bet on this, that the words that he actually spoke would be a new age. Just like the stuff you're talking about, if you go look up a book on Zodiac right now, it's gonna be in the new age section. It's gonna be in the new age section. All right, we talking about revolutions. We talking about changing of the guard. You see what I'm saying? We talking about the old, you know what I'm saying, spiritual science that we was forced into, falling by the wayside, and people is doing their own thing now. You know what I'm saying? Because we are realizing the pitfalls of the things that used to be in power. But let me stop and let me just read a little bit. All right. There's a perpetual struggle between them, which shall last to the end of the world. That then the angel of darkness and his disciples shall go into a world of their own, where they shall be punished in everlasting darkness. And the angel of light and his disciples shall go into a world of their own, where they shall be rewarded in everlasting light. Now that was interesting because the collective, like, yo, the common, the general consensus, the consensus of the collective these days is I am physically gonna experience a reality that all the harm that was done, all the imbalance of energy, whatever words you want to attribute to that is your business. But there's an extreme energetic imbalance that has been tipping the scales and tipping the scales and tipping the scale till the scale fell over, right? Now, cosmic law, natural law, the scale has to be balanced. It has to be balanced. It has to be balanced. That's not up to me. That's not up to you. This is just the natural order of things, right? So, the consensus of the collective is we are going to be physically experiencing one extreme or another extreme the same way they were saying the so-called, you know what I'm saying, angels and workers of light is going to go into a reality that aligns with that vibration that they putting out. And the so-called angels and gods and workers of so-called darkness is going to be plunged into a world of darkness. It's choose your destiny. It's literally saying, like, yo, whatever vibe you on, you are going to be locked into a reality of nothing but that vibe that you want. Whatever vibe you want, you're going to be locked in to a reality of whatever vibe you want. Just like how your algorithm is literally just going to read back to you your own vibe, more or less. More or less. Of course, you know, you got paid sponsorship, paid promotion, other machinations going on behind the background. See what I'm saying? Influencing your algorithm, but it is literally inputting into you for you to affirm or deny those entries, those puts that they're like, hey, do you like this? Do you like how I'm supposed to know what you like if I don't ask you if you like it? You gotta let us know. You gotta let us know. It's the same feedback loop. It's the same feedback loop of the bigger cosmic game. Of the bigger cosmic game, it's the same feedback loop. What is your vibe? We vibe checking. We vibe checking. We pulling up. We pulling up and we vibe checking. If you want some bullshit, you about to be in a world of bullshit. If you was on some high vibrational shit, you finna be in a world of high vibrational shit. All right. I'm gonna tell you what they ain't gonna tell you. This 1771, and we still talking about this shit right now today. 1771, and we still talking about this right now today. All right. And they went on to say some more interesting things. But I'm down to about 20 minutes now. You know what I'm saying? And I could hop on tomorrow if I leave anything out. All right. The priests of the Magi. Okay. The priests of the Magi were most skillful mathematicians and philosophers in the ages in which they lived. In so much that a learned man, like a college boy, you know what I'm saying, school boy, you know what I'm saying, the priests of the Magi were so skilled in mathematicians and philosophers of the ages in which they lived, in so much that a learned man and a magician became equivalent terms. The vulgar looked on their knowledge as more than natural and imagined them inspired by some supernatural power. And hence, those who practice wicked and mischievous arts, magicians, drew on it that ill signification which the word magician now bears among us. Look at that. Somebody tainted the world. Somebody tainted the world. So, that's crazy, but that's how it always happens. That's how it always happens. That's what usurpers do. They usurp. Oh, what you got there? Man, that's some bullshit. That ain't real gold. You might well give me that little weak ass chain. That's mine. Yoink. Whole time they already knew what the value. They knew that was a limited edition, 101, da da da. All right. This sect still subsists in Persia under the denomination of the Gars, where they watch the sacred fire with the greatest care and never suffer it to be extinguished. Now, 1771, Encyclopedia Britannica. This is the definition of the word magic. All right. Originally signified only the knowledge of the more sublime parts of philosophy. Magic was originally signified by only the knowledge of the more sublime parts of philosophy. All right, please don't get me started about about philosophy, you know what I'm saying, and psychology, and how there's a demon that corresponds with every part of your brain. The Gosha. There's a part of your brain that responds to every demon in the Gosha. And essentially, if you was doing them operations, you would just be forcing out a more physical, not quite physical, it's just a more physical, you know what I'm saying, incarnation of that energy to do some work on your behalf. But it's still literally just you. It's just you. But we're gonna keep going. But as the Magi likewise, shit, this old English. It's like the F's look like S's because they do that to try to be cute. You see what I mean? All right, but as the Magi likewise processed astrology, divination, and sorcery, the term Magi became odious, being used to signify an unlawful, diabolical kind of science by acquiring the assistance of the devil and departed souls. Again, they talking about your ancestors was like, you got to read other stuff from this point in time. They trying to inspire people that read this that don't know no better. Don't talk to your ancestors because they some demons. And if you talk to your ancestors, then use some demons. Because 1771, you can fantasize about what type of stuff was going on in this era, in this area, in America, around, and even the world over, around that point in time. What type of stuff was going on? You see what I'm saying? What type of stuff was going on, right? So I thought that was interesting. You see what I mean? But yeah, if your ancestor veneration is enough for, like, you gotta wonder, what did niggas do to make, I gotta, what did people do to make other people that angry? What did some people do to make other, yo, divination be hitting? Yo, divination be hitting. All right. Yo, veneration be hitting. Yo, manifestations be hitting. They be hitting hard. They be slapping them so hard. You feel me? That they had to make you scared of your own shit, and they had to learn how to use it. They had to buy themselves some time. They had to learn how to. They had to buy themselves some time to learn how to use your shit. Hundreds of years, hundreds of years. They had to buy themselves hundreds of years worth of time to learn how to use your shit. That's what we talking about. All right. So I'm gonna put the vibrations back on. And we're gonna close it out in a few. I want to get out a tetragram. A tetragram. All right. So when I say a tetragram, I'm gonna get out 4 rooms. Okay, 4 rooms. And with these 4 rooms, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna do some follow-ups to talk about these, right? But with these 4 rooms, we're gonna contemplate the energy of these 4 rooms, right? But additionally, these 4 rooms is gonna be spelling out a name or a partial name of a place, a person, or a thing of significance. All right, we got L for Lagoose. Okay? We got B for Burkana. Okay? Hey, not gonna lie, I've been seeing a lot of ads for the new Blade movie that's supposed to come out. They really promoting that. All right, we have Ans, Ansuz, Sir, right? And last, We have 10 eyes. Okay? So with Laguz, we're talking about an abundance of energy. It's an abundance of energy. All right. But if we organize this to spell a name, first of all, let me document. All right. I got my public journal here. All right. And instead of pentagram tonight, we doing tetragram. All right. And there is no limitation on how to work with a tetragram. All right. So the thing about a tetragram, um, it is 4 letters. Okay. Tetragram is when you use 4 letters, but each letter has its own meaning. It, each letter is a word, and they can also form a word. All right. And this is what we mean by this is really old stuff, really old stuff where the letters can be reorganized, organized, and it can be like an anagram, but the letter comes together to make a word. And then each letter in the word is also a word. You see what I'm saying? Like that just sounds like, you know what I'm saying? What do you call it? Exponential, exponents. That sound like multiplication to me right there in there. Feel me? So we got lagoons for the waters. See what I'm saying? But it's also like a leek, like a wild onion. See what I'm saying? That same shape also conveys that very similar energy. See what I mean? Uh, let me see. I have a few references here. Actually, I don't have to go off the dome all the time because, all right, let me see. For lagoon, that water, right? Also known as Lagus, Lagur, Lagoon. All right, Laguz is the rune is meant to symbolize the downward flowing water, all right, that is full of energy. It also represents the concept of quantity as opposed to quality. The downward slope in the rune represents the water flowing down the hill. It also represents the unbridled chaotic energy and the erosive forces of nature. Have y'all seen that video where that dude was standing next to that dam that was filling up with water? And he was like, hey, y'all. And then he just stuck his hand in that fast moving water and it just blew his fingers right off his hand. All right. This can also be used in rituals dealing with releasing control over a situation, and it can be useful in stress reduction methods. All right. Now we have bird, and I have a few different references. You know what I mean? And honestly, in the same book I'm writing in, I gotta pretty much developing my own. But all right, now Birkenau, also known as the Birch Goddess. All right, it's a rune that gets its name from the Birch Tree. All right, which represents regeneration and youth. All right, this rune alludes. Uh, they asking me to see I'm a robot. Like you're the robot. Birkenau is the rune that gets its name from the birch tree, which represents regeneration and youth. The rune alludes to the female form and is constructed to represent the breast of a woman or the belly of a pregnant woman. The Birkenau represents birth and rebirth after destruction. It is commonly associated with the goddess Ostara, the goddess of spring and rebirth. This rune can be used in workings for a female fertility, feminine, magic, and nurturing. It is used in concealment and protection. This rune symbolizes feminine energies. It is an old pagan custom to enclose a child at birth with the protective energies of Birkenau, which remain with them throughout their lives. And this is also associated with rose quartz, garnet, agate, and clear quartz. All right. Then we have Kenaz, and we have uh, all right. So Zeus, check it out. Instagram disconnected. They currently disconnect screenshots are out for most users. And if you continue streaming, you can move this destination. All right, well, we ain't gonna worry about IG like that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't get too caught up with them. All right, so Suz is a rune that refers to the speech and communication. All right, the word Suz is thought to mean mouth, which is meant to infer speech. Okay, this rune represents Odin, the All Father. Is a rune of consciousness and mysticism in the mind. All right, opens channels of self-expression, overcomes obstacles of every kind. All right, used in initiating oneself with Odin and assists in abilities enhancing one's psychic and magical abilities. All right, and Zeus also serves as a representation of breath, which can refer to spirit. This rune is capable of evoking inspiration and is commonly used by artists and students of the occult. All right, this rune has been found on many ancient artifacts, mainly staves and rings. This stone is associated with this rune of lapis, lazuli, moldavite, opal, and kyanite. All right, kyanite is a big, beautiful blue stone. Actually, I think I'm actually sitting on one, like underneath a mattress. All right, then we have kinas. Lastly, to complete our tetragram, we have kinas. All right, kinas is the torch. Kinas is the beacon. It's also known as chosma or kayun, sin or kin or kaun. All right, cone, Kaun, but it sounds like cone. You see what I'm saying? We talking the limitations, spoken word in the English language. All right, look at that and tell me that's not like a cone of light coming off of a lighthouse. You know what I'm saying? Coming off of a lighthouse. I love these. They're very simple, but they're also it's so much. It's enough nuance to them. See what I mean? The traveler on the road to the underworld carried count to illuminate and guide. All right. The construction of this room is of a delta for smooth flight and penetration. All right. The origin of this word is thought to be from German, kennen, which means to know. All right. This room also represents ulcers, sores, inflammations, swelling, boils. It can be used in magic dealing with such to help you alleviate, you know what I'm saying, those ailments related to that, right? This rune can also be used in meditation to achieve enlightenment and esoteric knowledge. Stones associated with this rune are fire agate, fire opal, citrine, garnet, ruby, sunstone, and amber. All right. So, what are we learning? There's going to be an abundance. All right. Abundance. Right. So, that's what that Laguz is telling us. It's very expansive energy. Like how Jupiter rules Sagittarius. That's going to expand travels, expand philosophy. But on the other end of the spectrum, it rules Pisces. It rules Pisces. You know what I'm saying? Order is going to roll things over time. Pisces is talking about, you know what I'm saying, your boundaries is blurring. You see what I mean? Boundaries is blurring. But it's also unbridled energy. You can't stop these emotions. You can't stop no emotions. It's gonna manifest. It's gonna manifest as a sickness. It's gonna manifest as an ailment, and that's why the cure is always in the poison. You got to manage your emotions in a way that's beneficial, or be doomed by those same emotions. Just like how you could also alternatively take those same emotions and create something with them, and create something with them. You see what I'm saying? And we have Bracano, right? That very nurturing, mother-like energy, right? And then we have Zeus, the rune of the answers. See what I'm saying? It's governing your mind. Kenas is revealing things. Everybody's into the occult is mainstream now. the occult is mainstream now. What does the occult mean? We talking about visual things, but normally, all right, occult like ocular. You know what I'm saying? That somebody has an ailment called ocular degeneration. Ocular is referring to your eyes, right? So for something to be occult, it means it's being shielded from vision. These things are being revealed now, being unveiled now, and that's being expanded. So the people who aren't normally invested in these things have no choice but to invest in these things now. They have no choice but to invest in the occult now. And you know what? By that same token, this Rune Suze was talking about how, you know what I'm saying, underworld, the occult and the underworld. You see what I'm saying? And this symbol, you know what I'm saying, also having some ties to like someone guiding you through the underworld. Like the teachers is showing up, the teachers is showing out. That's why so many different varieties of people in this day and age now, you know what I'm saying? You got some that's talking down on it, but at the end of the day, you have to deal with it. You have to deal with it. It's in your face. You can't run from this shit no more. You can't run from this shit no more. Like it is the foundation of our current situation. The occult, the things that are hidden, is the foundation of your whole world, and everybody know it now. We all thought it. Now it's a fact. It has been confirmed. Illuminati confirmed and all that shit for real. Like everything's changing. This is a big paradigm shift, and it's only gonna get deeper. What is this place gonna look like in 12 months? What is this place gonna look like in 12 months? What's this place gonna look like in 6? What's this place gonna look like in 6? All right. So we have a few minutes left. And when I say a few, I mean like 2 or 3. All right. We had on this day, right? We had the on this day page up. Feel me? And I seen a few different pages by that name. The Encyclopedia Britannica has one. 19. All right, so the the eclipse is on the 17th, right? All right, so I put in here what are some important dates that line up with February 17th. You got a human beats a machine in chess, right? Are these all the 17th? More events on this day. All right. American radio personality Rush Limbaugh, who is known for his so Rush Limbaugh passed. Let me see. Jimmy Fallon started working on the Tonight Show, replacing Jay Leno on the 17th. Kosovo declared its independence from Serbia on February 17th. All right, an earthquake accompanying, that's right, the Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire is a chain of volcanoes surrounding what is it? The coast of this leads me into some other definitions that I came across that talked about this same area, but it was under an unrelated topic. All right. Maybe we can go, maybe I'll hop back on tomorrow. Jeffrey Dahmer was sentenced to 15 consecutive life terms on February 17th of 1992. China invaded Vietnam. In 1979, China invaded Vietnam. I had an alert come to my phone earlier today talking about China was moving in on Iran. It said this is a war notification. China is moving in on Iran. This shit's getting crazy. This is getting crazy. All right. British Minister of Defense announced plans to develop and produce hydrogen bombs in 1955 on February 17th. The influential Armory Show opened in New York City, introducing the American public to artworks by the Impressionist symbolists, all right, Foes and Cupids, all right. You got Giacomo Puccini's Madama Butterfly premiered at La Scala in Milan, and it became one of the most frequently performed operas. The National Congress of Parents and Teachers was founded in Washington, D.C. on 1897. You got during the American Civil War, 1864, Confederate Hunley became the first submarine to sink an enemy ship when it successfully attacked the USS Houstonic off the waters of Charleston, South Carolina. In 1843, you have the British annexed most of what is now Sindh province in Pakistan after winning the Battle of Miani. And in 1801, following the tie, the Electoral College, U.S. House of Representatives elected Thomas Jefferson president. All right. We got to shut it off. Choose destiny. I will see about hopping on later. All right. Peace, property, prosperity. We're going to talk.